Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. How are we doing today on this lovely Monday evening? I hope you are well and having an amazing time. Today's Monday. First of all, before I really get into this interview, have you booked your ticket, your free ticket to attend this Saturday, November the 27th, Women in Business, I think it's my 9th or 10th, I cannot remember, there's been so many, my 9th or 10th Women in Business Conference, which is taking place at the Holiday Inn in Kensington on this Saturday. It's going to be an all-day event from about 9 till about 6 o'clock. We've got around about 15, 16 speakers that are going to be providing you with tremendous value. We're going to be covering dating, relationships, how you can improve your relationship with horses. Yes, with horses. Social media, speaking on stage. If you're a woman that likes shoes, you're not going to miss this. You're going to find out about my new exclusive brand of shoes. You're going to be the first to find out that exciting information about them. Also, to possibly be my next model for next year. Find out about branding, social media, marketing, how to get leads, how to recover from burnout, and so much more. And I'm pleased to say that, this is going to be my last event of the year going into 2022. We've had challenges, as we know. We've had COVID. This event has been postponed so many times. And if you're the type of person that wants to get on stage, wants to speak on stage, or find out how somebody got into speaking or why they're into speaking, then our next speaker is going to be sharing that with you as well. So I'm pleased to introduce one of our speakers that's going to be speaking on this Saturday, and his name is Beswari Kamwa. We're going to make a reference to him as Kamya. Did I pronounce it right? Beswari Kamwa, did I say?
Yes, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Fantastic. So how are you doing this evening, sir?
I'm doing great, Days. How are you doing? Thank you for
Great.
inviting.
Oh, no. It's my pleasure. And I'm really excited and looking forward to you being on stage at the weekend, so it's going to be really an exciting opportunity as well. So this title is talking about your journey into motivational speaking. So let's just crack in now. I want to find out a bit more. How did you get into motivational speaking and why?
Okay, yes. So for me, obviously, I don't want to spill the beans for anyone who's watching. Obviously, that's what I'm going to share into my story. I'm sure you've seen the title studying before you're ready. But it came a point in my life where, some of us, pretty much everyone gets to a point in their life where they ask themselves, what is it that I really want to do with my life? And for me, that's where it actually started from. And it's funny how things work out, but I ended up going to a personal development seminar, more like the conference you're actually putting on. It was something like that, except it was 3 days, but no different to what the event you're putting on, because obviously I attended the first one. And sometimes when you go to events like those, you get your aha moment. So for me, when the speaker came up on stage, there's even up to now, I don't know where the voice came from, but it said, "Come, you want to be like that guy on stage." And guess what, Days? I thought that was the craziest thing or craziest voice that could have spoken to me, because it's different. It's like, when you're a footballer and a voice speaks to you and says, "Oh, why can't you be a coach or a professional?" Then that's easy to take in. And for me, growing up, all I was about was football. I wanted to become a professional footballer. So in my mind, it's a voice speaking to me saying, "Oh, come, why can't you be like that guy on stage, inspiring and motivating people to go after their goals and dreams?" I thought it was the most weirdest thing. I looked around thinking, is this real? I'm sure it's happened to someone else before. It happens all the time where something speaks to you that's completely different to something you're passionate about, something maybe you even talked about before, even something you've studied. It was nothing like that. And so what happened, obviously, I had that internal, chatter going like, "Oh, this is just crazy, forget it." But anyway, to cut the long story short, after the event, I started attending more events, and that voice that doesn't go away. So it didn't go away, and I ended up, getting curious. I attended a speaking club, and from there, my desire just kept growing and growing, and I was like, oh my God, I love this. And obviously, I've always been a people's person. I like to, help people out. I like to see people succeed. I think I picked it up from my dad anyway.
Mhm.
Uh, and then I just couldn't, like, the voice just couldn't go away. And guess what? I ended up, pursuing this journey of inspiring and motivating people to go after their goals and dreams. And here we are now. By the way, I'll probably share, this is going to be the biggest audience to speak to from all the events I've spoken to. This is going to be my biggest. So here we go. Look at the journey. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. And I know when I first spoke on stage, Cam, and I remember it was at a network marketing event, a company called Euphony. It was like a telecommunications company.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I did it, I loved it after that. It became easier and easier and easier. And it was petrifying the first time. But it's like anything in life, once you overcome the first hurdle, then it just becomes easier. It's like riding a bike. It's like driving a car as well. So I totally resonate with that as well, especially when you're inspiring other people and you're empowering them and helping them to grow, learn, be a better version of themselves and develop themselves. That is absolutely priceless when you do that for people as well. So
And that's what I tell people. It's I can't even explain it. There's especially when someone comes to you and you just said something they needed to hear, or you inspire them to start something.
yeah,
And I get so many of those stories. So absolutely true.
fantastic. So we've all had our challenges, even myself, we've all had our challenges in the past. So, what challenges would you say that you faced in your journey of motivational speaking and growing your speaking business?
Okay, so I would say actually that first one is like you said when you're starting. My initial one was when I joined the speaking club. When something is tagging at you and calling you so much. So my desire grew so much but I wanted to start sharing my story and things, I was learning, and even just how I got into motivational speaking and how someone can really step into that calling when
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense. So my voice was like, come, you gotta start. And guess what? It was the biggest that everyone faces. It's that fear of starting. I was so
yeah,
fearful. I put it off, and I was like, I gotta do this even. I just gotta, start somewhere. Sorry, I knocked my screen. I just gotta start somewhere. And that's the first one. I was so fearful that I didn't know where to start. So that was the initial one. So obviously, after I was able to obviously start, even with all the fear days, and this is something also I'm going to share. Literally, I almost canceled my event that I put up. I almost canceled it, but I don't know what you call it, whether grace or whatever people call it. But thank God I didn't, because we wouldn't even be having this conversation and all the opportunities that have come up and the things that have happened to me, which I will share on Saturday. They wouldn't had I not, stepped into that fear. That was one. And the other one I think is that we all they say you don't know what you don't know. So for me, it's like even business. So when you start things like, speaking business, you just don't know how would you get those, people to invite you to speak on their stages. It doesn't matter how good you are. There are certain skills you have to learn. How would you market yourself? What are some of the things that you need to go through? And for me, that's what I tell people. And for me, even when I came to your event, I was like, oh, this is a great event that I've come to. Maybe I can get exposure from here. And that's why, obviously I'm going to be speaking on your stage, because I thought sometimes putting ourselves out there, that's where opportunities come from. And Des, if I tell you that opportunities where people have seen me speak, of all the speaking gigs I've got, Des, I'm not gonna lie, there's none that I've applied to, not single one. People have just seen me speak and they said, oh come, we've liked your speak, come and speak on that stage. So, but you don't know all those unless you go to, these events like yours. And networking, because that's why I got one of my biggest speeches before this one, because this is going to be the biggest. was in London days, which again I will share. I went to a speaking competition, and this guy was in the audience. He worked for a big company. He said, "Oh, do you know what? You know, it would be great to speak to our employees in that they had a public speaking section." He said, come and share your story on how you started your journey of speaking and share how you actually came to write your book, or so many people like their books. So, so I would say those are the two big, obviously there's so many, but those are the two biggest challenges that I've actually faced.
I can definitely relate to you with that. And, the challenges that I faced when I was starting was, no one didn't really know who I was. My journey started off with relationships, and, I was talking about dating for single women and relationship conferences. And I suppose it's such a niched area because people want to either learn about relationships or understand relationships, or they don't. It's just divided like that. So there are some people that love to come and understand about the choices they've made in their life, and then there's ones that wasn't. And then I just incorporated the speaking opportunities in business events for women, and not excluding men. So if you're a woman watching this or a man watching this, you're both welcome to attend the event, which is on Saturday as well. So how did you write your first book, as you had never written a book before, and so many would love to write a book but don't know where to start?
Okay, yes. So again, that's another one. I don't want to give everything away. So anyone watching, they gotta attend the event. But obviously, you've asked me the question. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. So me writing my first book days, again, talking about all the craziness days, I never ever planned. In fact, I remember when I first went to taking me back to my first event, 2014 days. When you see people saying, "Oh, I would like to write a book. I've written a book." I was like, how do you even start? In my mind, in fact, because this is where my mindset, I was just like, I will never, ever in my life write a book. So again, talking about opportunities, it happened from, this is what I tell people coming to events like these days. It was one of my events I did. All I did, like you share a topic and someone likes it. All I shared in one of my speeches was 3 lessons I learned from my dad. And one of my mentors, I call her, she was a, great lady. I'll forever be grateful for her. She was in the speaking club I go to. The following Thursday days, she says to me, just a normal conversation. "Oh, come, that book you wrote, come, that speech you gave, the 3 lessons you learned from your dad, they were great. Maybe you should just, write a little book." I thought this woman was losing it. In my mind, I was like, do you even know me writing a book? And again, I don't know, you call it grace. I was fearful, my voices came up. But I guess sometimes, when you look up to someone, it's like this: if you tell me, "Oh, come, do this," guess what? Because you've done it, you're on the journey. I would just do it. I think because she'd written a book, that's why I believed in her. And guess what? For some reason, I don't know, I just started writing from my speech and everything. And that's how I came up with the book. It wasn't even my idea, Des.
Wow. What's the name of the book?
It's 3 lessons I learned from my dad that will change your life.
Sorry, say that again. Sorry.
3 lessons I learned from my dad that will change your life.
Fantastic! Yeah. What an amazing title.
Yeah.
So do you hope to write any more books?
I'm actually writing my second one as we speak.
What's the
title? Can I show it to the people on the screen?
Yeah, go for it.
Let me just quickly grab it.
So as Cam's just disappeared, book your free ticket to come this Saturday, the 27th of November at the Holiday Inn in Kensington. The nearest station is High Street, Kensington. Go to www.desoconnors.com. Here we go, back to Cam. What are you showing us?
So this is that look, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Where can people get a copy of that book?
They can get it on Amazon.
Right. And so you put the link in the comments after, at the end of the live. That'd be great.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Fantastic. So so you're a published author. Wow. Awesome. Brilliant.
Yeah.
So what message would you like to give our listeners or people watching that kind of feel stuck, just absolutely stuck, what message would you like to give them?
Okay, so what I would like to give them, it's actually, I'm going to come up with 2 days. So one is the fact that you're still here. It means you are put on this planet for a purpose. That's the first one. There's a reason you are created, but only you can find that. Like myself, obviously, I was able to find that. The next one is goes back to my title. I'm going to speak about starting before you're ready. So if you feel stuck, there's something in you that wants to come out. Sometimes it's probably fear. You probably kind of have an inclination of what you like to do. So my message to this person watching is, you don't have to have everything figured out. I didn't have everything figured out, but what I would recommend is, like my title says, just start before you're ready. Trust me, if you just open those wings, you will fly. If you just, and you don't need, this is what I tell people days, you don't need 100% belief. You just need that 0.0000.1. Start, and guess what? Opportunities will start opening up.
And I totally agree with that. Very, very inspirational. There's, you start from somewhere, whether it's, I was speaking to a good friend last night, and I was, giving her some advice about how she can improve herself. And I said, I don't care what you do something. Whether it's because she's going through some challenges. And I said, like, there's YouTube clips you can watch for free. There's audio programs you can listen to for free. You can order a book. There's coaches and mentors. Do something, take responsibility and do something, because, there's a saying, what's the best way to eat an elephant? In small chunks, in small pieces. So just do little steps. And then if you keep on that journey, you will start to attract other things related to that, because you're in that flow, you're in that energy. And I mean, I had a call with Penelope Lazel yesterday. We was talking about the flow and the energy. If your ideal car is, yeah, it's a good interview. Yeah, so she's speaking. So if you decide that you want a black Mercedes car today, and that's the one you want, I guarantee you will notice them all out there tomorrow.
Oh, yes, so true.
And that's because that's how the brain works, and you're attracting what you want to become and things like that. But listen, thank you so much for your time and your insights today. How can the listeners get hold of you? The ones that are watching this, how can they get hold of you?
Actually, my listeners, my best place is actually, I would say YouTube. Talking about YouTube, because that's where I started when I was actually stuck. It's a great, place. So YouTube I've got a YouTube channel where I upload a video every week. I've got over 500 motivational videos there.
What's the channel called?
It's Come Be Inspired, as in come with a K-A-M, and is what be inspired. Come Be Inspired on my YouTube channel.
Brilliant. Yeah. Bro, please put the link in the comments on the page, so people that are watching the replay and watching it now.
Yes, Sam, they can also follow me on Instagram. It's also at Come Be Inspired.
Fantastic. And also they're on Facebook. This is going to be shared on LinkedIn and anyway, so people can connect with you on that platform as well. So listen, thank you very much for your time this evening. I hope everybody received some really good insights from Cam. And if you want to see Cam as well as several other speakers on this Saturday, just go to the link on the bottom of this video, www.desoconnors.com. It's a free event. You can get a free ticket, which is worth at least £597, where you're going to come and you're going to be connecting with like-minded other people that wants to grow, improve their business, improve their life, connect with like-minded people. And you just don't know who you're going to be sitting next to at the conference as well. So Cam, thank you very much for your time today. It's been very inspirational. I wish you all the best in your speaking career. And I'm really pleased to say that I'm part of that journey as well. You're going to get your show reel. You're going to get your professional video of you on stage, and you can share that to your amazing contacts. And I'll definitely upload it onto your YouTube channel and keep that growing as well.
Perfect. Now, thank you so much, Des. And I must say, obviously, I attended the first event, and that's why, I'm so excited to speak on your event, because I saw how great it was. And for me, it's not about sometimes coming to this event. It's the people you meet and the interaction. Obviously, we got to have, lunch with you. Most people, they will set up events. You don't even see them, Des. I'm not going to lie. Lunch, they will go, do their thing in their office and all that. But you were just someone couldn't even tell you were just interacting with everyone. And for me, that's what I actually picked up from you. I was like, man, he's just, a cool, guy like me. We just had a nice chat. And yeah, so thank you.
No, my pleasure. I'm a very humble and approachable guy. So it's great. And to conclude, how did your team get on yesterday against Liverpool?
Let's not go there.
No. All right, we're gonna end it now. For the record, my team beat his team 4-0, everybody. Right, so we'll just leave it at that. Liverpool beat Arsenal 4-0 today. Sorry, I had to put that in. Anyway, have a good evening, and everybody, thanks for your time this evening. I hope it was inspirational, and I hope to see you, everybody, on Saturday at the Holiday Inn Kensington High Street. Thanks for your time, Cap, and take care. Have a lovely evening.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.